She-Hulk and Pug stand on a rooftop using a homemade spider signal to summon Spider-Man. Pug, nervous but determined, explains this is important to him as Spider-Man once saved his life. When Spider-Man arrives, he jokes about the signal's poor design. Pug gets to the point. He wants to offer Spider-Man a legal way to take down one of his biggest enemies. At the Daily Bugle, Jonah Jameson is livid about the spider signal projected onto his building, demanding outrageous measures like giant mirrors to deflect it. In the midst of his rant, a man dressed like a cowboy enters, interrupting Jonah. Mistaking him for a famous actor, Jonah gushes about his fandom. However, the man reveals he's a process server from JLK&H, delivering legal papers. Jameson is being sued for libel, courtesy of Spider-Man. At Peter and Mary Jane's apartment, Spider-Man is ecstatic about suing Jonah Jameson, envisioning the chance to clear his name and dreaming of ways to use the settlement. Mary Jane playfully doubts his plans, teasing him about his past Spider Gadget misadventures. Meanwhile, at the Excelsior, Pug nervously considers asking Jen out, but his timing is interrupted when She-Hulk opens the door, ready for a workout and inviting him along. At the gym, Pug asks She-Hulk if she'll take first chair on the case. She reminds him it's his dream opportunity, but Pug insists she's the better lawyer. Touched by his trust, She-Hulk agrees. It doesn't take long for word to spread. The Scorpion gleefully remarks that Jameson and Spider-Man, his greatest enemies, will be together in one place, making it the perfect opportunity for revenge. However, Smythe, the man he consults, reminds him of the heavy security surrounding the courthouse. Scorpion, desperate, appeals to Smythe's shared hatred, blaming Spider-Man and Jameson for Smythe's father's death. Convinced, Smythe agrees to help, offering his Spider Slayers to aid Scorpion's plan. The court session begins with Pug nervously preparing to represent Spider-Man, while Jen reassures him. She briefly meets Cole, John Jameson, a witness, and accidentally agrees to a dinner date, creating potential conflict. Jen hands the lead to Pug, encouraging him to take charge as the case proceeds. Colonel John Jameson takes the stand, testifying as Spider-Man's first ever rescue. He recounts his harrowing experience in space, where a malfunction left his capsule hurtling toward Earth. Spider-Man's intervention saved his life by replacing a crucial component mid-flight. Pug highlights the importance of this act, asking if NASA ever found evidence to support Jonah Jameson's claim that Spider-Man sabotaged the mission. John firmly denies any such findings, showcasing Spider-Man's heroism and dismantling Jonah's accusations. Pug presents a compelling case against Jonah, highlighting his relentless smear campaigns against Spider-Man. The police sergeant recounts Jonah's baseless accusations, citing instances where Spider-Man was falsely blamed for crimes. Betty Brant testifies, reluctantly admitting Jonah profited from attacking Spider-Man, with billboard campaigns boosting sales significantly. Robbie Robertson confirms the numbers, revealing the Daily Bugle's circulation spiked by 300% during these periods. The evidence paints Jonah's vendetta as financially motivated, casting doubt on his integrity. As the trial continues, Jonah frets, urging his lawyer to discredit the next witness. Meanwhile, Pug prepares confidently, supported by Jen's reassurance. When called, the next witness stuns the courtroom. It's Spider-Man himself, arriving dramatically through the window with a flare that causes a stir. The judge demands order as Spider-Man cheekily remarks on the courtroom atmosphere, holding the Bible ready to testify. The courtroom grows heated as Jonah angrily objects to Spider-Man testifying while masked, questioning the legitimacy of his identity. Pug quickly counters by introducing an Avenger-issued scanner, which verifies Spider-Man's identity through a federal database, leaving no doubt. Later, with the objection settled, Pug begins his questioning. He presents in large front-page headlines from the Daily Bugle, challenging their portrayal of Spider-Man. Spider-Man amusingly critiques each headline, refuting some stories outright and offering cheeky commentary on others, including a photo he feels makes him look fat. As Pug continues questioning Spider-Man, he asks why Jonah seems to have such a personal vendetta against him. Spider-Man, after feigning a moment of deep introspection, delivers a tongue-in-cheek response, "Because I'm black." The courtroom falls silent in awkward shock as Jonah scrambles, trying to insist he's not prejudiced, stumbling over cliches like, "Some of my best friends are, Breaking the tension, Spider-Man clarifies it was a joke, offering an unapologetic, "Kidding, sorry." The room erupts into laughter, even Pug unable to suppress a grin. The judge demands order amidst the humor, while Pug steps back, signaling the end of his questioning with a satisfied smirk. Spider-Man responds to Jonah's lawyer's sarcastic remark about his sense of humor, quipping it helps in his line of work. Jonah interrupts, accusing Spider-Man of harassment, but the hero fires back, pointing at Jonah's own harassment campaign through the press. The lawyer digs into Spider-Man's past, questioning incidents involving dangerous events and key figures, like the deaths of Captain Stacy and Gwen or his role in Venom and Carnage's emergence. Spider-Man deflects, framing his actions as responses to Jonah's relentless slander. The lawyer wraps up with no further questions, and Spider-Man is excused. Jonah's triumphant, "Take that, webhead!" is quickly met with exasperation from his counsel as Spider-Man nonchalantly exits. Spider-Man senses danger brewing as his spider sense tingles, warning him of incoming trouble. A delivery from the mailroom interrupts, revealing that the Scorpion and a swarm of spider slayers are en route to the courthouse, targeting both him and Jonah. Amid the escalating tension, Jen reassures Pug that she and Spider-Man can handle the case. As Jen tries to express her admiration for Pug, Spider-Man humorously cuts in, rallying them to jump into action and deal with the impending threat, urging for some superhero-style brawling. She-Hulk and Spider-Man swing through the city, bantering through the expenses of web fluid and the thrill of the ride. The momentum is interrupted when Scorpion confronts them, determined to eliminate his targets, declaring Spider-Man and Jonah as his final objectives. Spider-Man deflects with sarcasm while readying for battle. Back in court, Jonah testifies against Spider-Man, portraying him as a menace and himself as a public benefactor for exposing the truth. Spider-Man and She-Hulk face off against Scorpion, who blames Spider-Man for his transformation and misfortunes. Spider-Man counters with quips, while She-Hulk lands a decisive blow, demanding answers. In the courtroom, Jonah tries to shift blame, claiming Spider-Man attracts villains, but Pug exposes Jonah's role in creating threats like Scorpion and the Spider Slayers, unraveling his credibility. She-Hulk and Spider-Man battle Scorpion, who blames Jonah for his predicament and remains fixated on revenge. In court, Pug exposes Jonah's shady connections to supervillains like Foswell and Robertson, further tarnishing his credibility, while chaos intensifies both inside and outside the courtroom. She-Hulk cleverly persuades Scorpion to rethink his revenge, pointing out how crashing Jonah's trial would undo the financial punishment Jonah is facing, a fate worse than death for him. Spider-Man returns just in time to subdue Scorpion with a knockout punch. Back in the courtroom, Pug delivers a closing argument, highlighting Jonah's Daily Bugle as a haven for supervillains, questioning who the real menace is. At a cafe, Peter Parker and Mary Jane share a lighthearted moment, reading an editorial roasting of Jonah Jameson for his actions. Peter relishes the irony of the Daily Bugle being held accountable for its sensationalism. Just as the playful banter between the two deepens, a bizarre figure appears in place of MJ and serves Peter with legal papers, stunning him. The twist leaves Peter bewildered as Ditto declares, "Peter Parker, you've been served." In court, Peter Parker takes the stand as Pug grills him about his photography for the Daily Bugle. Pug highlights Peter's financial gain from selling Spider-Man photos, including royalties from a coffee table book. The questioning turns sharp as Pug accuses Peter of fabricating images, referencing past incidents like staged photos and Spider-Man attire. Despite Peter's attempt to justify his actions, Pug declares his intent to add Peter to the lawsuit on behalf of Spider-Man, leaving Peter stunned and defensive. Spider-Man unexpectedly drops by JLK&H to deliver his verdict on the lawsuit, humorously initiating with a knock-knock joke that puzzles Pug. He insists on settling, surprising his legal team. The settlement terms are revealed. Jonah Jameson and Peter Parker must publicly apologize for an entire day while dressed in chicken suits. Jameson scoffs at the idea, but Spider-Man points out the alternative, losing over $300 million in damages. Faced with a staggering amount, Jonah is left in stunned silence, realizing he might not have a choice. Jonah and Peter, humiliated in chicken suits, distribute newspapers as part of the settlement. Jonah fumes, Parker laughs, and Pug savors the win. Jonah vows revenge, but for now, justice and comedy prevails.